launch it as soon as possible and help them to do that. And I'm looking forward to test and create that the DAO that we with the amount of RGIV on Oregon Rinkeby, and see how we can create an agent on that with Annie. And yeah, that's it. So I would pass it to Bowen.
Good morning, everybody. I'm feeling like it's about time to go home. So I'm heading home on Sunday. So thank God. I'm going to have my chair back, which I'm very excited about. My intention for this meeting is to finish what we started yesterday, because we were almost finished at the end of the meeting. And I hope to get the previous and current contributors' situation solved and the list dialed in as much as possible by the end of this sprint. Hopefully done. And I will pass it on to Lauren.
Hey guys, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling morning. My intentions for the call, are like similar to Bowen, just to finish what we started yesterday and hopefully wrap up early. My intentions for this sprint are to kind of focus on the comms and documentation for Give Economy, and then just sort of try to like relay information between teams as needed. And I'll pass it to Willie.
Thanks, Lauren. Feeling the best day ever. I'm feeling especially good. I was just checking out the demo from Amin and claiming my gift drop, and it was awesome. That's looking really great so far. Great work with that, Amin. Intention for this call is to sync up and make sure we're all aligned on the top priorities for this next sprint, especially because this could be one of the final couple sprints for Give Economy before launch. And big desire for this next sprint, seeing the progress with this drop makes me hope that we can get this drop UI UX to finalize, and then probably hopefully make some good progress on the other designs, and then also the others, wrapping up the drop list and the mining stuff. Basically just checking the boxes off on these final blockers. I'll pass to Amin.
You're mute.
Hi, thank you, Willie. My intention is to sync up with you and align the expectation about what can be implemented till this sprint. And prioritize the issues for UI UX implementation. That's it, and maybe discuss about I don't know whether it's a good fit for this call or not. How the agent of the DAO will work with that token distro. Maybe it needs another call. I don't know. That's it. I pass it to Danny.
Good morning. I'm feeling great today. I came in on the last part of this call yesterday, and my focus for the week is mostly on some of the comms activities that I want to work on with Lauren and Mitch, but also to hear and participate in what's being planned for this next sprint, to know how I can work on that with you all. And excited to be here with you guys. Another beautiful day. We'll see who else already went, so whoever wants it, grab it.
Good morning. I'm feeling really good today. My intention for the call is just to take as detailed possible as notes as possible, and to just be synced with everyone. To see the progress. Hand it to Ashley.
Good morning, you guys. I'm just getting here. I think the last one, but sorry I'm a little bit late. I'm feeling really good today. My intentions for the call just to check in, see what the priorities are for the next sprint, and I don't have any distractions. I'm fine. So I think I'm the last one. If somebody hasn't gone.
I think I'm the only one who hasn't gone.
Okay, Griff, go.
I think so. My intentions are to. Oh, sorry. I'm feeling great. Just had a shower and ready to start the day, kind of thing. But it is 4 p.m. here, and I am. My intentions for the call are just like everyone else, just to like Ashley said, check in and see what the last little priorities are. Maybe also finish the call early, but if we want to talk RGIV DAO or something else while we're all here, that'd be super cool. And then the big goal, I think, is to finalize the airdrop. There shouldn't be anything stopping that. But there's a lot of little pieces to do with the governance stuff on current contributors and all of these things. So, and of course, getting the last addresses from people. But we can probably finalize it with all the addresses. But still, that's the big goal for me on this sprint. And I'll pass it to Donna.
Okay, thank you guys. Nice and sweet. So let's, can you, Mia, scroll down to development? We did the planning till development. So for development, what remained from the last sprint is working on give drops. And I mean, what's the priority on that?
On the give drop, I should polish the UI. We had a call with Marco. The basic things will not change in the future update of the UI. So we pushed on implementing the components structure and implementing the logics of interacting with the smart contracts on the UI. However, the basic styles are has been implemented by Shorik, and they are under implementation, of course. That's it. That's our goals for this sprint. To make the forming and give dropping work.
Okay. And what about that agent thing?
About agenting, it's so far for me. I have not, I should review the smart contract, the token distro, and see the capability and see how we can add the agent and what's the expectation. I need that to be cleared out for me. What's final, and how can I test it? How can I work with it?
Okay, Griff, do you know someone to help? Just like,
I mean, to add an agent isn't so hard. I'm probably the person to help. To add an agent isn't so hard. There's like a little app store that we would just vote to add it in. But really, we have the DAO, the RGIV DAO tested on Rinkeby, and what we need to do is just like start playing with it on Rinkeby and seeing what we need before we start making changes to RGIV now. And the agent's already in that DAO for sure. But to actually use the agent, it's a lot easier if we download Frame, which is like kind of like a desktop version of MetaMask. And I put some instructions on how to do that. It's a little annoying, and I was, but I was actually thinking Bowen might be a good person. He loves playing with these annoying tools.
I do love annoying tools.
He does. Frame is on the list. It's not that bad.
I actually use Frame, so like.
Of course you do. No.
Only when I have to use Aragon, though.
Yeah, and maybe you could show. Maybe we could do like a little workshop or something on how to install Frame and get it so that a few people can use the agent to do things. Because basically what we'll do is you can kind of use the agent to probably interact with Etherscan, is my guess. And then on Etherscan, you'll be able to call functions in the distributor contract that the agent would control. So it'd be, I assume you have actually assigned people to, or assigned the distributor addresses to people, right?
Are you asking me?
That's what I mean.
I'm not sure. I should see how the smart contract are deployed. You mean that you are talking? You mean it's not so. I'm not so master on it. I should check that how the token is. Yeah, I don't know how the farming and other things.
We're also going to need to verify the contracts on Rinkeby. I hope that's easier than it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, as far as I guess you have some distributor script that calls the token distro based on the farms, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I should review the whole process again. I forgot.
Yeah. Honestly, me too. I reviewed the contracts several months ago. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure that we basically need to deploy our own distro for the RGIV DAO, and it'll just be another distributor contract, because there's the distro, which is that controls the 10% and 90% streaming rules, and then there's the distributor that actually is owned by something. And something has an owner role effectively over this distributor, and this distributor holds the tokens, and then the distributor assigns the tokens to people, and they can only get the tokens according to the distro rules. At least this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how the contracts kind of work. And so in our case, our GIV will be this owner that controls the distributor contract that has the tokens. And in the mining, we have this unipole pool contract that controls the distributor and gets to assign tokens to people, right, based off of their farming holdings. But in our case, we're going to replace that with the RGIV. And the RGIV gets to assign people based off of whatever the fuck we think we want to do with the tokens. So, but we're writing those rules out. Of course, it's not just whatever we want to do. It's, 8% for the treasury, 13% for givebacks, 2% for this, 2% for that, So, but we need to test this RGIV ownership and make sure we can actually use the tokens and figure out that deployment. And honestly, DAppNode needs to do it too. I think that they have the tokens in the distributor, and they haven't even figured out how to interact with it directly with their multisig. We don't want to be like that. Well, let's test that in advance.
Okay. Let's just pass on quickly. If you want to add anything to this, I start with Willie. Do you want to add anything to the development part for the next sprint?
So the making give drop work. Yeah, I was just taking some notes on the give drop flow, and I think that looks pretty great, but obviously I have a little bit more polish to get it perfect. So I think that'd be a great priority for this sprint to make issues for the stuff we see there and get that finalized. Are you still working on that, or do you need issues? Do you still have known tasks to do on that flow, or do you, what issues would be helpful?
I suggest it's just some demo. People are asking to how it is. There is some big issue, I guess, in several UI UX, but because they have not been implemented, I didn't put time on it. Our front end developer, Chorik, the master front end developer, has not been released yet. His previous job, his current job, he wants to quit. And for instance, the loading page, for instance, disabling some stuff like this, some UI UX tricks has not been implemented, and they are so ugly. I know I'm not master of that on it, so I didn't spend my time on it because I guess we will have resources in the next days to implement that for us. So I guess just the functionality issues, if you have any. For instance, if your wallet is not connected, or if your wallet network, for instance, if you are on XI, you should switch automatically to RingP. It should warn you correctly. It should, you can claim for another address. For instance, you can enter any address and claim instead of and pay the gas for him. Such Web3 stuff errors are welcome.
Cool. That makes sense. Well, I thought the UI UX looks pretty good, but good to know that that Chorik hasn't even touched it yet, and that it's kind of just a demo right now. Functionality-wise, it was great. It definitely prompted me to switch networks. It didn't detect when the airdrop had been claimed, but I assume that functionality just hasn't been added yet.
It said that you have 0 to claim.
Cool.
We detected, but the message is still the same. It says that, it's 0.
Cool. So I'll hold off, I guess, on any issues until you guys say the first version is kind of ready for review. But that was a really great demo. And then aside from that, on the development side, I guess the other big piece is givebacks. I'm not sure if we have any tasks that we want to prioritize for that this week. Lauren, do you know?
The only task I sorry to jump in, Lauren, but I only know of one task on givebacks, and that's just Fabio and Mohammed's thinking, and that's not scheduled yet. Sorry, Lauren, did you have anything to add there?
And that's just when you say Fabio and Mohammed's, remind me, it's like figuring out how to calculate token values and stuff.
Yeah, Fabio already did. He already did everything, so it's just making sure Mohammed understands how and like where the resources are, and then like starting to try to do it ourselves without Fabio. Fabio might come back. Right now he's just really busy with other things, so he can't. Just like a quick handover call, and then Mohammed can assess what else we actually need to do. And and then also there's some decisions on givebacks that I guess we need to make about just like the spec that we already talked about, like $100,000 every 2 weeks. What happens with the tokens after they're done, and that kind of thing. Make a proposal and get feedback on it through advice process.
Yeah. Is it for this sprint? Is this for this sprint?
I think that can happen in this sprint.
Okay.
Yeah, let's put it down. I agree. Aim to get that done this sprint. Figure out which tokens to whitelist. And then we might need maybe some UI for that too, if we are going to have this token whitelist, like some way to show, which we might already have, but in the UI, like let a user know when they're about to make a donation based on which token they have selected, whether or not it's eligible for givebacks, basically. Or maybe we might already have that UI, but I guess maybe the UI for like, oh, this token is not eligible for givebacks or something like that. That'd be a good thing to get on Marco's plate for design.
Yeah, that's okay. So you can pass it to anyone you want, really.
Cool. I'll pass it to Lauren.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're just talking about priorities for the sprint. I was a little bit distracted.
No worries, yeah. For development section?
I don't really have anything else to add right now. I'll pass it to Amin.
Okay.
It is what I demoed. Itorik is working on making the other UI components for. About give back. Sorry, I have nothing about implementation. You know, the API has been implemented. The logic has been implemented many months ago on Giveth trace. That's what I know about give back.
Did you pass it to someone, I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Please pass it to someone. Yeah.
It should be about give back. Yes.
I think we're talking about development in general.
Oh, I pass it to Mitch.
Thanks, Amin. I joined late. I'm just here to listen. I don't really have anything to say. I'll pass it to whoever has not gone yet.
Ashley, do you have any development stuff to prioritize?
Yeah, I don't think I have any priorities to add for development section. I think it looks like things are covered, and I don't know if I have the insight to have anything to add. But yeah. And Danny?
Yeah, no, I'm just ready to test and watching when there's something to be tested. So I don't have anything to add at all. But just ready when the times when I'm asked to do something.
Okay, so pass it to Mitch, maybe.
I think everyone went. Or did Mia?
Mitch,
Maybe you didn't go, but
I haven't heard about.
no, Mitch just passed it.
Nothing to add. I expected on it.
Okay. Okay, so let's go to project verification. So Ashley, what's your priorities on this sprint regarding the Gemini, the Blocks 400 verified project, and your contact with Alex and Monique doing some development stuff?
Yeah, I talked with Willie a little bit about just having a strategic approach to talking to Gemini, because I don't think that cold solicitation is the way to go. I think it's more about internal contacts and things like that. So just kind of how to navigate the situation. I don't know that that's necessarily a project verification thing, but I guess that if we can get our token at least accepted by Gemini, or able to for these projects to accept, then they will be verified projects. Other than that, I feel like project verification at this point is pretty solid. So I'm not sure if anybody else has priorities for project verification, but if you do, let me know. So I'll pass it to Griff.
Just getting it easier so people can click a link in IO to get to the type form. I don't see access to the type form. I'd love to see that happen on IO somewhere.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Ashley.
No, I said that makes sense. Yeah, I can see what I think Mateo could easily add the button.
We put a link to the project verification form on the givebacks page, but yeah, that won't be there until we have givebacks up. But it is in the design for for givebacks.
Okay.
But I think it makes sense to put it on the project page too.
Totally. I was thinking too when you view all your projects as a project creator, any projects that are unverified can have a verified.
Yeah, and I also think maybe on the high five page, as soon as you create your project.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Great idea. I'll make an issue for it right now in the Giveth export if there's not already one.
Okay, and Lauren, do you have a document? I know you said you went through Trace and IO to look at like where you think that all the little pieces should be that connect.
Yeah.
Do you have a document?
Yeah, it's in the design components Notion document where I had all the other information at the bottom.
Oh, okay. I'll take a look and see if I can add anything to that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I want to make issues for all of the points as well. So if you add anything to it, then I'll make issues out of it, or you can.
Okay.
What happens on the fresh desk? Because I made an issue about adding the project verification link on fresh desk, I think, but it doesn't make an issue. It just goes to fresh desk. You know, what actually happens when you send something on fresh desk?
What is fresh desk?
I think it's called fresh desk. I don't know, the support question, you know, when you know, the link that says, oh, would you like to make an issue, or is there a bug? You know, and you click the button and then you go to the support section and they're like, yeah, here's my issue. I describe the issue and then I upload a picture, but it's not on GitHub. It's just like.
No, it is on GitHub. It automatically puts it in GitHub and adds a bug label to the issue. So I think I might have saw it, but yeah, it does go to GitHub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great. That's easy. Okay, so the only other thing is like, should we maybe say that you can't be a verified project unless you can accept Give tokens? Would that make sense? I mean, it definitely makes sense at the beginning because we don't want to airdrop Give and then like have people go try to donate to verified projects and not be able to. So at the very beginning, we can't accept verified projects that don't have Give. But is that a policy that maybe we want to continue? I'd say maybe that's a question we try to answer, or something that's
really good question. And I was talking with Matteo a little bit because we're doing this giving block stuff, and so if these projects can't accept Give tokens, it'll make it really hard for donors to find projects that can accept Give tokens, because the 400 projects will kind of just like dilute the 12 verified projects that we have so far. But I think that so far all the projects who have been verified can accept Give tokens because they're all using either MetaMask or Porous. So I don't know going forward if that's necessarily a policy that we should have. I think that as long as the majority of the verified projects can accept Give tokens, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But if we have all of these 400 projects that can accept Give tokens, then that makes it a little confusing for the user.
Confusing for devs too. We have to like keep this list of like projects that are verified, but like don't accept Give, so they don't get give backs and stuff, but other tokens they get Give for. I think it's a really good question, and ideally, all verified projects will be able to accept Give. It's really just these giving block projects, so that's why it's such a big priority for us to talk to Gemini and see if those projects can at least accept Give token.
Yeah, and Matteo and I talked about still adding them just as like not unlisted. You know, they wouldn't be listed as verified, but still having them in our application, because honestly, both of us agreed and that just having those projects on the platform, you know, really helps the image of Giveth and might help kind of like make the weird projects that we have not so noticeable. You know, we have some like really good reputable projects, whether they're verified or not, right?
Yeah.
And I definitely like adding them to Giveth, and even putting them as verified, I think is fine because we're not doing the give backs yet, and then we can figure out this question around Give. And hopefully the answer is that Gemini is acceptable. We don't have to all verified projects except Give.
I'm curious what hurdles that would put for a user. Does it have any impact whatsoever on access to being verified? What would be the cons? But is there anything that this makes harder for the user to be able to accept Give tokens that we have to educate them?
You're really quiet, Danny. I can't actually hear you. I don't know if other people can.
I think she said something about, is there anything about this that makes it harder for the user? But that's about all I could make out of what she said.
Yeah, what are the cons? Is it like...
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay. I'm just wondering if there's anything we have to educate the users about in order for them to accept Give tokens.
I mean, I think that as long as the project is created with MetaMask or Taurus, any of those projects should be able to accept Give tokens, right? So as long as you have an Ethereum wallet address, you should be able to accept them, right?
Yeah,
True.
it's just the Giving Block projects that can't.
Can I ask a technical question? The Giving Block projects, are they unable to accept Give tokens because they're Gemini addresses? They aren't.
Yeah.
They don't have their own wallets. That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we should. Maybe we should get them a wallet initiative.
No, so the thing is, the Giving Block is doing an amazing job at getting projects to accept crypto, you know?
Right.
And so, like, if anything, like, there's a couple of things that we have to be careful about with this partnership. We don't want to undercut their business model, which basically, when people donate, they get a cut through Gemini. They have this partnership. So, like, when they donate, I don't even know how we're going to do it on Giveth, because I think they generate a new address every time with their API. So it's a new address every time that you go there. And then when money gets sent to it, then I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that the month, you know, it gets collected. And then at the end of the month, the Giving Block has like an account and they get a percentage of like the money that's converted through Gemini or something like that. So we have to be
Yeah, I
careful
talked to Alex and he said, I talked to Alex and he said that it's okay for us to just use one address. The only thing the only problem that would cause is by using that one address is that then the donors wouldn't get tax receipts, but we're not offering our donors tax receipts anyway, so that doesn't really cause a problem for us. So each project on our platform will just be using one address. We won't be generating a new address every time like they do.
That's great.
Cool.
And then Gemini controls these addresses. So if Gemini doesn't support the token,
got it.
I'll pass it.
Okay.
I'll pass it to Willie. What were you gonna say, Willie?
I didn't have anything to say to add to that. You nailed it. But that is cool that we don't have to generate the address. Maybe one day we could request a new deposit address once we are doing those tax receipts. Definitely makes it easier for now to not have to. Yeah, I'm really excited for that partnership and all the Giving Block projects on there. And hopefully, if we talk to Gemini, I'm hopeful. I was encouraged to see that they have like a surprising number of random tokens that they accept and support. Some of which have very low market caps, like under 10 million, and low volume. So hopefully, they will at least support Give for deposits, knowing that here's 400, active customers of theirs that we'd like to drive donations to.
And if we have liquidity mining and they can sell it, I wouldn't be surprised if they will be open to the idea.
Totally. And agree with Ashley. It'll be great to have some more intros, because I'm sure Gemini probably gets like a dozen requests every day from random projects to add their token.
Yeah, and I guess I wanted to reiterate this point of like, we are like an economy to support blockchain for good. So the Giving Block, we want to make sure that we are paying them, like that that their business model is supported by interoperating with us. We want to be like better than friends, like only win-win relationships. We don't want to somehow make them feel like that we're not helping them. We want them to feel like that we're their biggest fans and we're supporting them the best that we can. And that should be the case with, like, if let's say we import Gitcoin grants or something, we should probably just make an auto donation of 5% to Gitcoin when people donate. I mean, or whatever the business model is for the organization. If we're scraping their website, we need to make sure that they feel like they're happy that we scraped their website,
Yeah, who's going to work on that?
I think right now the
and
action
you're
item is to reach out to Giving Block and get Give listed. I think it's the only immediate action item that's coming out of this, and it sounds like Ashley and Mateo are already working on getting those projects listed.
Okay. So you pass it on, Griff, to.
Oh yeah. How about Mitch? Do you have anything on project verification you'd like to see happen this sprint?
No. I mean, I'm just here to catch up. I noticed that the project verification wizard was looking pretty good. But yeah, just here to listen and hear the latest. This meeting actually, just off topic, doesn't show up anywhere on my calendar for Giveth meetings. I don't know if that's another thing.
So I've noticed that there's two calendars. There's Giveth Meetings calendar, and then there's Giveth.io. So if you look up the Giveth.io calendar, it should be on there. But there's a whole other calendar that I'm not sure who controls it.
Okay.
But anyway, I can add your email to the list. So.
Anyway, I'll pass it to Lauren.
Yeah, I actually just have a quick question for everyone regarding project verification. So, are the best places to put the type form on the project's page when you're looking at it from the project owner perspective and the high five page, or should we put it anywhere else? Now that I'm looking at Giveth.io, they seem like the two logical places. Because like on the general projects page, it might not be very applicable. It's like only from the perspective of a project owner.
Maybe in like the drop-down notifications for project owners, like there's, or not notifications, but there's like a profile or something. There could be like a little button that says verify your project.
Okay.
In your profile drop-down.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, and I was also thinking maybe like when you're looking at your project page where the verified badge usually is, if your project isn't verified, like maybe where the badge shows up, it could say verify your project or something like right there.
Totally. That's what I was thinking too. Okay, high five page, project page from the project owner, and the drop down menu when you're a project owner. Awesome. Yeah, okay. So other than that, I don't think I have anything else for project verification. Yeah, no, I didn't have anything else. I'll pass it to anyone who has something to say. Me?
No, I don't have anything to add. I pass it to someone who has missed.
Bowen?
Yeah, I pass it to Bowen.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Who should? I came in the middle of this one. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Mia.
Nothing from my side, thanks. Back to Donna.
Okay, I think Danny also asked the question, but I think, Danny, do you have anything to add to this project verification?
No, I don't have anything. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, well, I still don't have anything to add, but I'm glad you can hear me.
And for onboarding, we have Pavle, but I have to connect with him again and see what's going on. I mean, is he onboarded?
Who? Sorry?
Pavle.
Oh, no, I don't have a call with him.
Okay, I get in touch with him to see what's going on. But you sent him all the links and the GitHub repo access and everything, yeah?
Yeah, I also invited him to our GitHub, give us a GitHub, but he has not accepted that. He's in pending state.
Okay, and you said in the I mean not but I think Willie or someone who said in the last meeting that we have Kraken onboarded, join us. So do you have any updates on that? Anyone?
You're asking me? I got some context on Kraken, but I don't think Kraken will help us with the giving block problem. And also, as far as I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've been taught that you shouldn't reach out to exchanges to ask them to list your token for regulatory reasons. So, and I think it's obviously a gray area, but I've been taught to not do that. Better is just for them to reach out to you or for them to just do it on their own. So be careful. I think we should all, if we want to play it safe, we should not ever ask any exchange to list Give. If they reach out to you and they say, hey, we want to list Give, we have this information, it's fine for us to provide them factual information. But it can make Give look, or it can make any token look like a security, I believe, if you try to promote exchange. That's my understanding.
Is that only for regulated exchanges, or is that also for decentralized exchanges?
That is just for that's just for regulated exchanges. Decentralized exchanges, anyone can list a token. On that note, I have also heard that it's you, as a core team member of a project, it's better to not list your token on create a pool on a DEX and instead let a community member do it. But again, all this stuff, there's not necessarily black and white. It's a gray area. And so oftentimes you're just trying to play it as safe as you can and be conservative just to minimize risk and make your case as strong as possible.
Give has no economic value.
Yeah, Give has no economic value.
So let's go back to building the Give economy. Okay. I don't know where Kraken came into the list.
It came into the list because we were talking about exchanges, and I mentioned that we had friends at Kraken. That was all.
Oh.
Okay. So I think it's now everything is in place, and let's go. Do you have anything else to add to this sprint planning? You can go through the notes and see whether you want to add anything. Okay, so I assume everyone is happy with this.
Oh, wait.
And
I thought of something.
Okay.
Maybe we should also add, because it's related to, the Give economy is this, whole admin dashboard for listed, unlisted projects and canceled projects, just so that we, add it onto our sprint thing, because it overlaps with the Giveth.io stuff. I don't think that, that we really need to get anyone to take ownership of it right now, because Mateo's taking ownership of it, but I just, would like to create, more cross-communication between the teams. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's this when a project is bad, we keep it unlisted and then we send them an email, and we wanted to have all this stuff in place before the Give economy launch, so I think it's relevant to add just to keep our awareness on it.
Okay, so add the dashboard thing for canceled, verified and unverified project, and anything else?
No, that's all I thought of.
Okay, so let's go through the closing notes. We can start with Griff. Griff, do you have any closing notes?
No, I'm excited to have this document to review to manage the sprint and remember priorities. When I want to do Give stuff, I feel this will be really nice. Just go here and be like, oh yeah, oh shit, oh yeah, that, oh yeah, so that'll be fun. And I'll pass it to Amin.
Nothing to add. I think that my tasks are clear. Just maybe I need to ask some question from Giveth about how to use the DAO, but I need some time to study myself. Yeah, I pass it to Willie.
All right, clear tasks. Looks like we got some great priorities defined. So looking forward to just going through and knocking them out. And yeah, it's the final countdown. So let's keep sprinting through the finish line. And I'll pass to Warren.
Yeah, I feel good about this. I feel also clear and just excited for the week, and like I'm just so into wanting to work right now that I'm distracted by like wanting to move ahead with the sprint. I'll pass it to Ashley.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. It's really cool to see the evolution of this project, because we used to have these agendas and priority lists that were very full of huge tasks, and now it's just kind of like cleaning up the little details. So that's cool, just checking all the boxes. But I don't really have anything important to add, just that thought. So Mia?
Yeah, I do feel like I want to clean up this document and just make it a little bit more understanding as well. But yeah, feeling good. Pass it to Bowen.
The only thing that I have to add after all of this is that I would love to encourage everyone to visit the Giveth forums, and if I were to be specific, like perhaps the proposals that were brought up during the community meeting, just reminding everybody that they're there. And I may have written a very long clarifying couple of paragraphs about my proposal on the vesting, which made it a little bit clearer than I did in the meeting. And that's it. And I'll pass it to Danny.
Yeah, thanks for that, Bowen. That's exactly kind of what I was feeling too, is there's some really great proposals and conversations happening in the forum, and we have so much and so many people right now on these meetings that it's really helpful to be able to go write ourselves and express and hear each other over there. And I'm feeling like getting some of those cleaned up and decisions made, like a process for how do we actually conclude some of those would be great. I'm going to work on that this week.
Pass it.
Oh yeah, I'm going to pass it to
pass it to Mitch.
Mitch, I think.
Okay, Mitch.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited, like Danny was saying, to have something to start testing. And now because of Bowen, I'm on the forum and I'm seeing all these things that I just can't wait to comment on. And I'll pass it to Willie.
Willie already has gone. Yeah.
Who's left? Am I last?
I think me.
Yeah.
Oh, Donna.
Yeah, I'm really excited that this collaborative planning, it's really a great teamwork. And I'm looking forward for the next week and next sprint, because there are lots of things to do. And yeah, that's it. So we have 6 minutes. Do you want to do anything in 6 minutes, or we can just end the meeting sooner? What's your idea, Griff? Do you have anything to?
No, I mean 5 minutes is fine. Maybe eventually, Bowen, I don't know if you want to show people how to schedule a time where you can show people how to use Frame. And maybe we could play test with the GIV DAO.
That would be great.
Were you asking me? Yeah, yeah. Whoever wants to help me schedule that time, please hit me. Things are really crazy at the moment, as you may know, but I can absolutely make that happen, because I was using frames since it came out to play with an additional possible MetaMask replacement, which it really isn't, but it's cool.
I can schedule it a time with Bowen and.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to learn how to use frames so they can actually make transactions for the DAO? Is anyone else? Who else is interested? Amin?
If anybody wants to know, it's super slick and super easy to use, and it's compatible with a bunch of things.
I'm interested.
Yeah, I'd like to be there.
Okay, Ashley, Danny.
Oh yeah, they me now as well.
Lauren. Okay.
It's a party.
So anybody else want to join that meeting, workshop? Okay, let's finish the meeting. Do you guys have anything to say? Because this pass on maybe take too much time. So guys, if you have anything in particular, you can raise. Okay, so we're going to finish 3 minutes sooner. Thank you, guys.
Hooray!
Praise.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes. Have a nice day.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.